Would you rather give up your wealth, your father's will, your social position, just to be with the person you love? Should you choose to live with such a small amount of money, being with her, being with him, and being in a free world and spending lavishly? The story Jennie Gerhardt follows the plight of a socially disadvantaged woman whose love affairs with wealthy men put her in stressful situations, but enables her to survive all the same. Genevieve Gerhardt, or known as Jennie, is the daughter of German immigrants who are in need of money as their father, William, is ill. Jennie and her mother become char women at a hotel in Columbus, Ohio, eventually laundering clothes of some of the wealthy people who frequent the hotel. One such person is Senator George Brander. When Jennie takes the clothes of George to him, he is instantly attracted to her. George expresses his intention to marry Jennie, but Jennie's father, a staunchly religious glassblower, forbids Jennie to see him anymore to avoid public comments of the neighbors. Once again in financial distress, Jennie and her brother Bass take to gathering the coals on Christmas that falls off of passing trains. Bass, described as a dandy who feels himself above his social standing, jumps onto a train and shoves some of the coal off, earning himself a fine. In need of $10,000, Jennie goes to George in an effort to rescue her brother from imprisonment, and he agrees to help, effectively seducing Jennie into his bed. One night, George promises to go back to her and marry after his trouble, but before they even have the chance to marry, the senator dies of typhoid fever, leaving Jennie pregnant. The father denounces her and sends her away. Who would believe that such Jennie, 18 years old, will be pregnant to a senator who is almost 60 years old? Then, the father leaves to find work shortly after, and Jennie returns home to her mother. There she gives birth to her daughter, Vesta. Days pass and William takes a liking to Vesta and has her baptized. Jennie leaves Vesta behind to move with Bass in search of work in Cleveland. Their mother and younger siblings eventually follow them. In Cleveland, Jennie procures a job as a lady's maid in a wealthy home where she meets her employer's friend, Lester. Because of her simplicity and her natural beauty, Lester showers Jennie with gifts, with money, and even convinces her to go with him in New York. She then decides to keep her daughter a secret from Lester. Unfortunately, Mrs. Gerhardt's health fails. The end comes one morning after a month of illness and several days of unconsciousness, which silence reigns in the house and all the family goes about on tiptoe. Years after, a business has been offered to Lester in Chicago, so they moved and select an apartment to live. He figures that living in Chicago, he can pose as a bachelor. Of course, Jennie's departure from Cleveland brings the affair of the Gerhardt's family to a climax. Probably the home will be broken up, but the father himself takes the matter philosophically. He is already an old man, and it doesn't matter much where he lives. However, their concern is Vesta. It is William's natural thought that Jennie must take the child with her. Finally, she decides to find a good woman who will take charge of Vesta for consideration. He tells to Lester about Vesta's existence when her caretaker informs her that her daughter is sick. Lester surely is surprised and he doesn't know what to do. Nevertheless, he still let Jennie and Vesta stay with him, and his love for Jennie is still the same. A few days later, Lester, Jennie, and Vesta move to South Hyde Park and invites her father to live with them. The only thing is, he will only do so if Jennie is married to Lester, so they make up a story telling that they are married. First impressions are not always permanent, as Jennie is soon to discover. The neighborhood accepts her perhaps a little hastily, and rumors begin to fly about. But the worst is to follow. The report is that Lester, one of its principal heirs, is married to his servant girl. The paragraph in the newspaper attracts the attention of other newspapers. A full-page Sunday story with a scarehead such as "Sacrifices millions for his servant girl love," a picture of Jennie, Lester, the house at Hyde Park. Such a display will make a sensation. On the other hand, William's health begins rapidly to change. On his deathbed, he tells to his daughter that she is a good woman, despite of the bitter past that happened between them. Meanwhile, Lester's family, worried about the permanence of his romantic entanglement, urges him to give Jennie up. Lester refuses until his father dies, and he learns that he must leave Jennie in order to inherit his part of the family's prosperous business. While he cannot afford to lose his fortune entirely, he doesn't have enough money of his own. Jennie isn't happy. Why shouldn't she be? Lester himself isn't happy. Does he want to accept the shabby $10,000 a year even if he is willing to marry her? Finally, does he want to lose Jennie, to have her go out of his life once and for all? He cannot make up his mind. The problem is too complicated. However, Jennie, being so thoughtful, insists that Lester must leave Jennie. Lester meets a former flame and wealthy widow, Letty Gerald Pace, in Europe. Jennie thinks she is a good match for Lester. She sets Jennie up financially so she is taken care of and then marries Letty. However, his love for Jennie never changes. She is still the love of his life and the only woman in his heart. Jennie is on her own now. No, she has Vesta. But she did not expect that such tragedy will happen. Her daughter becomes sick and is becoming weaker due to typhoid fever. There comes a time when the fact has to be faced that death is imminent. Jennie hovers about, praying the only prayer that is prayer, hoping that Vesta should get well. Moments pass. Jennie sinks on her knees, pleading and crying, and holding her only daughter's hand, still warm hands. Vesta dies of typhoid fever, and Jennie adopts 2 orphans. Despite all that has happened, Jennie and Lester still love each other. Lester becomes ill, and he calls for Jennie on his deathbed. He confesses his undying love for Jennie, and just like her loved ones, Lester has died. Before her is stretching a vista of lonely years down, which she is steadily gazing. Now what? She is not so old yet. There are those 2 children to raise. They will marry and leave after a while,